So what's up with taboo porn? Hi, my name is Luke Vu, clinical psychologist, mental health expert, helping young men overcome digital addiction, depression, and anxiety. Today we're going to talk about taboo porn and why feeling wrong feels good sometimes. Quick disclaimer, I'm not your psych, this isn't treatment, and if you need a psychologist, you should find a registered, qualified psych in your area. Why are people drawn to sexual taboos, and how does that translate to porn consumption? Taboos psychologically arouse us, not just sexually. Taboos can elicit fear, shock, surprise, or disgust. Sometimes we start to associate that increase in psychological arousal with sexual arousal. This isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it can be a bad thing if your taboos don't match your values. This can lead to feelings of shame and guilt if not monitored properly. So let's talk about an example, stepsister porn. What is up with this genre and why is it getting so popular? In short, it's a type of porn that depicts intercourse between consenting adult step-siblings. It's often clarified in the premise or the storyline that while they're not biologically related, their sexual interaction is taboo and forbidden by social standards, and for obvious reasons. It isn't clear why step porn is more popular now than it was 10 years ago, but we can deduce that part of the wrongness is part of its heightened appeal. You're likely to see the same clip published under different titles involving the step thing and the non-step thing. There's very little that differentiates this taboo genre with classic vanilla stereotypical porn. The performers are clearly not related, and just like most other videos, the actors are following a script with a premise and a story. The story just happens to involve step-siblings while highlighting the wrongness of their sexual interaction. What is it about feeling wrong that feels so good for people? Things that feel wrong violate some social or personal rule, and there's just something human and primal about doing something you're not supposed to do. Something as harmless as jaywalking can be thrilling and provides a mini adrenaline rush because, well, you're not supposed to do it, it's wrong. And so when we integrate this feeling of wrongness with sexual arousal and activity, it can lead to heightened excitement. Exploration and expanding your horizons is a healthy part of human sexuality. Something that feels off limits might be something you enjoy or incorporate into your fantasy or sexual preferences. However, for some, that exploration may cause distress. Is there any correlation between extreme or taboo genres and porn addiction? To be clear, there's no evidence to suggest a specific pornography genre increases the risk of addiction over another genre. It is worth noting that a significant proportion of my patients come in with issues relating to webcam models, where the monetary tipping system places a financial strain on top of existing dependency issues. Some patients report that their main porn problem is that they're consuming genres that they find subjectively too extreme. Often they report a mismatch between that category and their values, their preferences, and sexual orientation. They might feel a sense of shame, disgust, regret, or guilt after their use. Sometimes they don't even want to consume that category, but they feel drawn or become dependent on it. In more severe cases, they report a disconnect with their physiological responses. Their arousal patterns start to become affected. Some lose interest in real-life partnered sex or find themselves exclusively aroused to a narrow category, and typically that is when they seek help. When is it not okay to consume taboo genres? There are two lines here. The hard red line is when your genre consumption impacts your quality of life, relationship, and functioning. If you find that you're using porn at work, or if it's affecting your intimacy and/or your arousal in real life, then clearly it's impairing your life, and the red line has been crossed. The solution for this is heavily regulating your consumption or stopping completely for a period of time. An orange line would be when it starts affecting your thoughts and preferences in a way that you don't want it to. You may find yourself fixated on this genre, or you may find that your thoughts or beliefs are in conflict with your values. This is something that you have to be wary of because the porn you watch should not create feelings of shame or disgust after consumption. So what is the function of shame? And when is it misplaced in our lives? Shame, like every emotion, has its place as part of being human. We can think of shame as a negative feeling we get when we violate a social norm. In certain cases, shame can be misplaced or excessive to the point that it generates so much negative emotion. It can affect decisions and cause individuals to withdraw or respond in anger as a form of self-defense. What if I'm worried about my porn habits? What can I do about it? And when should I seek help? Attempt to regulate your porn use. Decide on a frequency, volume, intensity, and category that fits your life without impairing your life. For some, this might require software, such as porn blockers or filters, or practicing digital hygiene, such as making sure you don't consume porn on your work devices or during work hours. If you tried these out and you're still struggling, then you may want to talk to a mental health professional for an opinion. I hope this helped you better understand our fascination with taboos and what to be wary of when exploring the bounds of our preferences. And if you found this useful, don't forget to hit subscribe. I'm Luke Vu. Be kind, be you. Catch you next time.